Hi. So, what's again your? I think you're going to ask question, Han. What's your
Well,
concern?
you're looking in on the foreigner living in the Philippines, and here we are with my wife, uh, Beth, and her mom. And one of the things that I noticed about life in the Philippines is that um, no matter the age, from the very young to the very old, people still live together. Unlike in, say, America or in the UK or Australia, uh, older people are not put into homes for the aged. As far as I know, there are no homes for the aged. What's your feeling on that, Beth?
I think there are places for that, but it's just not like in other countries where everywhere there's a place where you can put your parents. And aside for that also is we have our culture. We have different culture that even the mother, the grandmother is already old. We can't allow it to happen. So it's just like because we have a close family ties. So it doesn't mean that because they're older we're gonna throw them away. No, we just take care of them. So I think that's one of the attitudes or characteristic that we are in the Philippines.
And
So
you have the hierarchy where the elder is revered and respected.
yeah, the older our elders, we respect them, the grandmothers, the older, so it's way of respecting them. So we and besides I think you asked me one questions before when we travel somewhere, that you said why is it old women or old men are just in the houses, because you said that in other countries they have been put in the home for the aged. And I said to you that no, it's different here because we have our culture and we respect them, we love them. But it doesn't mean that those other countries they don't love their parents. No, but they're just different way of treating,
It's a different way of doing it.
yeah, doing it. And
So
besides,
I noticed that nanay, the word nanay means mother,
yeah, yeah,
and everyone calls your mother nanay. She
yeah,
is mother to everyone.
yeah, yeah. So I think they just copying, because they heard from the adult that they called her nanay. So those kids that growing, they just follow. So even they're just relatives or their cousins, they've been calling her nanay as a way of respecting her.
Right.
So I think that's the way that we have different culture, we have different way of embracing when it comes to family relationship. So I think that's a difference with other countries. But everyone loves their parents or love their grandmothers. It just happened that we prefer them to take care of them. And besides, I think in other countries they're busy, right?
I guess.
Yeah, I think they have busy with their things, and they can afford to send their parents or their grandmothers to some places where they think they're been more taken care of. But here in the Philippines, even for example, my grandmother is already 97, I think, right? Nana is 97. So my grandmother just stay in her home, but some of my aunties are taking care of her. Just look at her, if she has a food,
So she lives in her own house,
yeah,
doesn't
she
she?
lives. We tell my grandmother to come here. But she said no, I can't leave. I don't want to leave my house. All my memories with my husband was there.
And this house is Nanay's house.
Yeah, yeah, Nana's house.
But Nanay's not saying very much. Can we include her in the conversation?
Nanay, what can you say?
She can
She's,
speak to
she,
you. She can speak to you, and then you can translate
yeah,
for
yeah,
us.
yeah. So what's your question again about?
Well, just what her viewpoint is on all of this.
Sa kasulti bahin sa mga tiguang ipambutan sa home for the aged ba kanang lugar nga pambutangan. she heard it, but she has no opinion about it, you know. But she just says that don't do that to me.
So we're not going to put Nana into an old person's
No,
home, even if there was one, which there
No.
isn't, because she has her own house.
Yeah, she's there.
And anyway, she contributes a lot to our life.
Yeah, you know.
Where would we be without Nana?
Some Filipinos, for example, they have 6 children, you know, and then the mother or the father, especially usually when they grow older, some of them just be a widow or widower, right? Because their partner died. So, for example, that the mother has 6. She has 6 daughters or 6
Children.
kids, you know, children. So, what's the arrangement other Filipinos did is, for example, this month you go with the other daughter, next month you go with the other daughter. So it's like changing responsibility.
So they go and stay in different houses?
Yeah, different houses. That's what other Filipinos did.
But all of the grandchildren come here.
Yeah.
In fact, I can see some of them actually coming right now.
Yeah. So I think that's how it is.
This one right here is coming right now.
Yeah.
And that one there on the bicycle.
Yeah, and that's Balalot who stay with Nana, you know. So,
Now, Balalut stays with Nana
Yeah,
all the time.
because the
He
one who
chooses
stay
to be
there
here.
in Nana's house is Nanay and Balalot, you know, her grandson.
So, in fact, as Filipinos age, they actually don't like to be left alone, do they?
No.
So
Usually
somehow,
they get
somehow there's a child.
Their grandchildren to accompanying them.
Yeah.
You know, and their kids or their son or daughter allow their children to be accompanying the grandmother. So it's like as I said, there's a close family ties here in the Philippines, which is
By
what
Balaloo-
what other countries admire.
Yeah,
You know?
like Balalut lives here fully,
Yeah.
but he hasn't been abandoned by his parents. He just
Yeah,
chooses
he
to
just
live
choose
here,
to stay here because he knows that Nana is alone.
and we're having better food.
Yeah. I think so. I think that's the main reason.
But he comes and he has his duties and he performs them very well,
Yeah.
and that's a big help to Nanai.
Uh-huh.
But you wanted to ask Nanai about her childhood and how she was brought up,
Yeah, I will.
or her younger life.
Yeah, her younger life, which is in the next video. You know.
Ah, that's another video,
Yeah,
is it?
because
Okay.
This
So-
one is this one is focusing only answering your question. What's the difference between the Filipino elders and the other countries?
Yeah, so to sum up, the main difference is that the advancing age does not mean that the person doesn't have a lot to contribute, because Nana, in our case, contributes a lot to our lives.
Yeah, she's the one praying pray
Yeah.
over every time we go out.
I mean, if Nana wasn't here, what would happen to... No one would make any hot water for me to have my coffee. And also when any worker comes, like someone right now is Manorada, your brother, is making our carport, and Nana will make sure that he has coffee and snacks, and that he's fed at lunchtime, which is another tradition of the Filipinos, is that if someone works and does work for you on your place, they are fed as if almost like full board. So that's yet another aspect of Filipino life. So right now we'll end off and you'll say goodbye.
Yeah, thank you, and you hope you're going
And
to love some of our videos.
And Nanay too.
Bye bye, Nanay.
And if she cannot talk so much the next time,
Yeah, so
So,
have a
as a
good day.
foreigner living in the Philippines, learning about Filipino culture.